he's not courting you, run. I'm being so for real. Like, if he's not getting you flowers, if he's not trying to plan dates, run away now. He's not courting you because you're allowing him not to. You're giving him everything that he wants without him having to even try. When you know your worth, a guy will realize that you know your worth. And if he truly wants you, if you're what he really wants, he will court you. Trust me.
Why is it so foreign for a man to offer you on a date instead of offer himself to your home? Can we bring back chivalry? Can we bring back gentlemen? Can we bring back roses on the first date?
And like you tell them like, oh, I really want flowers, but then they don't follow through. But then if they follow through and then you already told them you wanted flowers, you don't want them anymore because you had to tell them. You know what I mean?
And that goes back to communication.
It does.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time. You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person.
This is just Bob Bowman, and I'm coming at you with another video. And this is a part 2 to the last video that I created, which was called Let It Go. So this is Let It Go part 2. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I had some people give me some honest feedback about the video. And they were saying that it's two sides of this story. And I totally agree with them. I totally stand firm on what I said on the last video. However, there are a few points that I need to address in this video. And the first thing that I want to say is that sometimes in life, for change to occur, there needs to be a martyr. And even though this gentleman came off weak, pathetic, all the other things that I saw, all the other things that I said about him, for that video to go viral, it was a message that needed to go out because there is some form of miscommunication going on between men and women in general, and it needs to be addressed and it needs to be discussed so there can be some type of agreement. Now, one thing that I want to say first and foremost is that we as humans, we can't force anybody to see things our way or do things the way that we want them to do, and it's not dealing with work and earning money. Like when you're at a job, you have to do what the bosses tell you if it's within reason. However, you can't force people to date who you think they should date, and you can't force people to date you who you think should date you. And sometimes it might not seem fair, but that's how it is in life. And this man exposed how women either lie or they don't know what they want. Because as you saw with the other clips before I played the infamous viral video from the gentleman, that there are a lot of women that say, hey, I want this and I want that. I want a man to treat me this way. I want a man to court me. I want a man to bring me flowers. However, you saw this man try to do just those things, but he was totally rejected and he was stood up, which was highly disrespectful. Now, I understand that this happens. You understand? But women need to be more honest about what it is that they want. You see, even though he did all those things that they say that they want a man to do, realistically, part of the reason why he got stood up is because he doesn't fit a certain criteria for aesthetics, physical aesthetics. Possibly even the way that he speaks or the way that he thinks turns the woman off. Who knows? I don't understand the situation. I'm just on the outside looking in and I'm making my observations. But we have to be honest. It didn't come in the ribbon and the bow that the woman was actually looking for, even though she said that she wanted those things. And she was too much of a coward to actually be honest about it. You see, and the reason why a lot of women don't want to be honest about it is because they want to blame the men 100% and say that we're shallow, that we're narcissistic, that we have these huge egos, that we think that we should get something that we don't deserve. Well, I say that this is about pretty much most human beings. You see, it's a lot of women out here that think that they should get this certain type of man that makes this certain type of money, that have these certain type of characteristics, and they don't have it. Or they're sharing that man that have those characteristics with other women, and they're trying to force that man to be in a serious relationship with them, and it's never going to happen. You know why? Because that man has plenty of options. So you have to ask yourself, are you willing to deal with sharing that man, that high earning, that highly charismatic, that highly sharply dressed, that highly intelligent speaking, that highly motivated, that highly thuggish mentality? Are you willing to share that man, or are you willing to make some compromises? Or are you willing to travel to find what it is that you want, and hopefully find what it is that you want? Or just enjoy life traveling and doing the things that you want to do? Because honestly, it's pretty much not that many options for you to choose from. There are options. I'm not saying that you just totally stuck with doing one thing. I'm not going to say that. But I'm saying that we have to be realistic for who it is that we are personally, what our options are personally, and doing what's best for us personally. Outside of what anybody else had to say about it, we have to be honest with ourselves. And with that being said, you cannot let them shame you for liking what you like. You see, these women say that they want this and they want that, but they stand up guys like this. That should let you know you should just go for what it is that you want, and hold no apologies about it. That's even if you have outsiders of yourself that try to convince you that you can't get what it is that you want. Even if they want to mock you, even if they want to spread lies and rumors about you and make your dating options even less. It's up to you to figure out what it is that you can do to counter all of that situation that it is that you're facing. Because honestly, nobody cares, and it's a you problem at that point. And you have to figure out what's best for you. And now that you see that these women say all these things, but they really don't mean it, you come off as slow is if you haven't realized that they don't want you. And since you understand the dating market, you understand where it is that you lie in the dating market, where it is that you lie in this society, how valuable they actually see you as. And if they don't see you as valuable, you have to go where value lies for you. You see, I'm going to use this example. In India, the calf or the cow is a sacred animal that many of them would never even think about touching to eat. And they have them roaming freely, and they look up to these animals, and they look at them as, majestical beings. They even make uh, statues and things of that nature off of them. But here in America, that's food. People consume beef all the time. And you have to understand that if you're not valued in this dating market, you're seen as food. You're seen as food in the food chain. These women are looking for lions, and they see you as cattle. They are trying to slaughter you, feed off of you, and then also feed you to those lions as well. Is it harsh? Yes. Is it the truth? Yes. This is something I had to face myself personally. And I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, damn, this is how I'm looked at. Let me go somewhere else where I can be valued more than where it is that I am currently. And then I had to understand that I don't need to care about people who don't care about me. Now, you have people that try to shame you into doing things that you don't want to do, shame you into being a part of a community that's already shown you a lot of vitriol and a lot of hatred. And it's up to you whether you allow those shaming tactics to work or not. But if you want to be the man that you're supposed to be, you cannot worry about those people that don't like you. You don't have to like those people that don't like you. And then I had to ask myself, what was the value that I have for myself? And one thing that I figured out for me personally is that I'm more valuable than being a utility man for the community. Now, the way that I was raised sometimes when I was growing up, I was being raised to be that utility. But I rejected it because it was something within me that said, no, you are more than that. You don't have to take care of somebody else's children with a woman that won't respect you. You don't have to do that. You can stay by yourself. You can travel. You can enjoy life. You don't have to settle for less than what it is that you're looking for. You might not have the life that you want, but damn it, you're going to live a decent life for yourself. And that's where I'm coming at with this. And to these women that talk about what they deserve, and to these men that talk about what they deserve, if you don't have what you want in life, you don't deserve it. You have to earn it. And you still might not be able to get what it is you exactly want. And that's the harsh truth. Now, if you saying that you supposed to have this type of man that earn this type of money, that's this tall, that do this, that do that, and you're not getting that man, or you're borrowing that man, it means that you don't deserve it. Now, men, that means that if you want a woman that look a certain way, you know what I mean. Like me, I like a woman that look like Virginia Sandhouse, and I've said this several times. Am I getting that? No, because I don't deserve it. And I can build myself up. I can make a lot of money. I can do highly successful things, but it's no guarantee that I'm going to get a woman like that because I have to earn it. And even when I feel like I've earned it and I deserve it, I don't, because nobody owes me anything. And I shouldn't be expecting anything out of anybody, and vice versa. Nobody should be expecting anything out of me. I shouldn't be expected to conform to what it is that you think that I should conform to. And with that being said, those people don't deserve you either. And you don't deserve those people. And that goes for a woman that you don't like, that everybody's telling you to settle for, or a man that you don't like, that everybody is telling you to settle for, and you refuse to settle for that person, regardless of what. It's because you don't deserve that person. You don't deserve somebody that's real good looking, and you don't deserve anybody that's unattractive to you. As a matter of fact, you deserve to be alone so you can work on yourself and you can figure out the best possible scenario for you to do in order to improve your life. And you probably don't need to be in a relationship. You probably don't need to be married and have children. And if it hasn't been working out for you at this point, then you need to figure out other options. Now, I had to deal with the religious background that I was raised in. And this is something personal, but I'm going to talk about it. I had to deal with the religious background. And then something that I saw online, it said the famous Bible quote, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And the person that wrote that in the Bible was King Solomon. Now, if you knew who King Solomon was, he was a man that had 700 wives and 300 concubines. So, what does that tell you? And these people that's holy rollers, these people that Bible thump and try to shame you into a marriage that you possibly don't want to be in, they're quoting a man that has 700 wives. But they say men shouldn't want more than one person. Make that make sense to me. You can't. And it's because it doesn't. And at this point in life, you have to figure out what makes sense to you personally and what doesn't make sense to you personally, because you're going to have a lot of people try to feed you a lot of bullshit to see things their way. Seriously. And you deserve to be alone so you can find the real version of yourself, and you can be real about your situations, and you can learn about yourself outside of societal expectations. Because yeah, society expects us to be certain people and they expect us to live a certain way, and if it's not within us to do that, we're not going to do it. And as simple as that. And it's like, what is anybody going to do about it at this point? Because it is what it is. And you're going to lose a lot of people when you figure it out. And that's the harsh reality of it. And a lot of people don't want to be alone, and they don't want to face that man in the mirror by themselves or that woman in the mirror by themselves. But guess what? That's what they got to do in order to move on and progress. And the last video that I did, you know, I was insulted by somebody that I know that knew about that scenario that I spoke about, that I went through personally. And that let me know that I was right about what it is that I said about that scenario. I was 100% right. Some people still carry that memory with them. And because I bring it up or I mention it, even though I'm not mentioning it to them directly, instead of being able to say, no, that wasn't what it was, they'll hurl an insult towards me because they know that I was right about what it is that I had to say. And what that lets me know is that even right now, I'm still in the mocking phase, even though I've been recovering from everything that's happened to me and I've been doing the best that I can to be positive, but I'm still going to be mocked. And it's okay, because that gentleman that decided to insult me, I understand what he's going through in his life, and he's going through some things that I wouldn't want to go through because he has more than one baby mama. He has to pay child support, and if he don't, he has to be dragged into court and everything like that. So he's already living a miserable life, and he would like me to be as miserable as he is. But unfortunately, I'm blessed beyond being blessed not to have to deal with those type of situations. Thank you very much, though. You allow me to know that what it is that I had to say was 100% factual. And with that being said, it is what it is. You know, you have to figure out what it is that's best for yourself personally. I know right now I'm reading this book. It's called The Self-Love Workbook. I'm not going to advertise it too much. I'm a little bit less than halfway done with it. But hey, I'm doing that. I'm fixing up on the house. Like I was doing some work on the house before I hopped online. I still work at my job. I'm still saving up money. I'm still doing what it is that I need to do in order to overcome my personal situation. And that's all I can do. You see, at this point, me being 41, me being single with no children, and I was divorced, you know. And I know that there's a lot of people that try to say, oh, you're too picky. You aim too high. Then they try to shame me with saying, "Oh, you look at European standards of beauty." I don't give a damn what a European standard of beauty is. I think about my standards of beauty, but you try to shame me into thinking that I'm using European standards of beauty, and you don't know me personally, and you don't understand that I was married to an African woman before from Africa. But have your stupid assumptions any way that you want. But with that being said, this is just Bob Bowman. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for the people that reached out to me that's let me know that I've made a difference in their lives. And it's not a lot of people, but there are a few people that did reach out to me. Thank you to DS1 Ross that gave me the compliment to say, hey, he see my growth. And it is what it is. With that being said, this is just Bob Bowman, and I'm out.